Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Presiding Officer, Brigadier General Otis C. Jones, 86th Airlift Wing Commander, welcome to today's ceremony. I am Staff Sergeant Jaime Chaparro, your narrator for today's ceremony. Colonel Brian L. Hardeman will pass command of the 65th Air Base Group to Colonel Christopher D. Boyd. As a reminder, today's ceremony is considered an indoor event, therefore wearing of headgear and saluting is not required. Additionally, verbal cues will be given when it is appropriate to sit and stand. Although time does not permit us to recognize all of today's guests, we would like to recognize some of our honored guests attending today's ceremony. Please hold your applause until everyone has been introduced. Spouse of outgoing Commander, Sherry Hardeman. Spouse of incoming Commander, Sarai Boyd. Representative of the Republic for the Azores, Ambassador Pedro Catarino. Vice President of the Azores, Dr. Artur Lima. Headquarter, Azores Air Commander, Brigadier General Antonio Maldao. Commander, Air Base 4, Colonel Carlos Paulino. Representative from Praia City Hall, Mr. Ricky Bautista. Representative from Angra City Hall, Dr. Guido Teles. Senior Defense Official, Defense Attaché, Colonel Jennifer Whetstone. Leadership from the 86th Airlift Wing, Command Chief, Chief Master Sergeant Louis Ludwig. Leadership from the 65th Air Base Group, Deputy Commander, Lieutenant Colonel Todd Pacienza, and other distinguished guests. We would like to thank all the team members from the 86th Airlift Wing for taking the time to travel to Lajes for today's event. We also welcome all host nation representatives, commanders, directors, chiefs, first sergeants, family, friends, and the men and women of the 65th Air Base Group. Thank you for attending. The tradition of the exchange of command dates back to the time of the Roman legions, where the passing of the commander's baton occurred in front of the troops to signify the leader who would take them into battle. In the 18th century, the Continental Army of the United States resumed the tradition, conducting the first change of command ceremony. Historically, the flag or colors of a unit served as the point around which the members of the organization rallied as they moved forward into battle. The colors have traditionally been at the side of the commander and were carried forward even when the commander fell in combat. All others may perish, but the colors live on. Just like the colors of the past, the modern-day guidon represents the history, traditions, and accomplishments of the 65th Air Base Group. The exchange of the guidon is a symbolic gesture which provides airmen with a tangible view of the transfer of command responsibility for not only the accomplishment of the 65th Air Base Group mission, but also the welfare of its airmen. The senior non-commissioned officer of the organization is traditionally responsible for maintenance and care of the colors, and so today, Chief Master Sergeant Gonzalez will pass the group guidon to the outgoing commander, Colonel Hardeman, signifying the group's appreciation for his leadership and guidance. Colonel Hardeman will then pass the guidon to Brigadier General Jones, signifying the relinquishment of his command and gratitude for the opportunity to lead airmen. General Jones will then pass the flag to the incoming commander, Colonel Boyd. Finally, Colonel Boyd will pass the guidon back to Chief Gonzalez, signifying his trust and confidence in the leaders and airmen of the group. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the arrival of the official party and remain standing for the playing of the ruffles and flourishes, the singing of the national anthems, and the invocation given by Chaplain Eric Fay.
Heróis do mar, nobre povo, nação valente e imortal, levantai hoje de novo o esplendor de Portugal. Entre as brumas da memória, ó pátria, sente-se a voz dos teus egrégios avós. que hão de guiar-te à vitória. Às armas, sobre a terra e sobre o mar. Às armas, pela pátria lutar, contra os canhões marchar, marchar.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Let us pray together. Heavenly Father, today we come before you with hearts filled with gratitude and admiration as we gather here to honor the 65th Air Base Group Change of Command. We thank you for the remarkable leadership and unwavering dedication of Colonel Hardiman, whose excellence has elevated Lajes Field to new heights. Bless him and his cherished wife, Sherry, for her unwavering support and sacrifice this past year. Lord, you know Colonel Hardiman's legacy has left an indelible mark on the hearts of all who served under his command. His leadership has put Lajes Field on the map, and we are eternally grateful for his tireless efforts. O Lord, let your hand guide Colonel Boyd as he assumes the mantle of leadership, and give him the wisdom of Solomon to lead our airmen to execute his vision with precision. Alas, may Colonel Boyd's tenure be marked with inspiration and empowerment as the Lajes Field family continues to champion our mission and make the impossible possible. In your holy name we pray. Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Thank you, Senor Roque, Master Sergeant Rose, and Chaplain Fay. It is my pleasure to introduce our presiding officer for today's ceremony, Brigadier General Otis C. Jones.
Good morning, Team 6-5. Awesome. What an awesome day for a change of command. For today's momentous occasion marks a significant milestone in the history of the 86th Airlift Wing. It is truly an honor for me to stand before you today to preside over the change of command ceremony for the 65th Air Base Group. As protocol has already been established, I would like to extend a warm welcome to our distinguished guests who have journeyed from both near and far. You know, I find it very uplifting to personally witness the superior support and devotion that each of you contribute to our mission. And your presence here today is a shining example of the strong partnerships we have in our wing and throughout the communities. Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedules to join us for this remarkable event. I want to give a special thank you to the team that made this day possible. To Captain Bucks Kemper and Master Sergeant Rose, thank you for all your hard work and effort to make this day so special for the Air Base Group. Chaplain Fay, appreciate those inspiring words. Sergeant Chaparro, many thanks for narrating today's event. Mr. Roque and Sergeant Rose, thank you for the beautiful renditions of the Portuguese and American national anthems. You know, nothing warms my heart more than a well-sung anthem, and we got that today, and it signifies that true partnership we have here. Also, to our protocol staff, our escorts for today's ceremony, we greatly appreciate all the time and effort that each of you dedicated to make today an excellent event. Today's 65th Air Base Group Change of Command follows an important tradition, as it allows our airmen, your airmen, the opportunity to witness the actual transfer of command between two outstanding officers. We bid a fond farewell to Colonel Brian 20 Hardeman, and we welcome Colonel Christopher Boyd to our family. Congratulations to you both. When I have the opportunity to visit our formations across the wing, and in this case, across the pond, I often articulate the why behind our purpose and our posture here in theater. You see, I know we all love the culture. We love the seasons, the community festivals, the travel opportunities, friendships, partnerships, just the opportunity to live abroad. We all love it, right? But make no mistake about it. Let me make it crystal clear. We are here for one reason and one reason only, and that is to execute our no-fail mission on behalf of our great nation. That mission being to defend U.S. interests, to project power, and to enable the global gateway. And your role in the execution of that mission is invaluable to the wing's success, and you perform it with such pride and passion and dedication. We truly could not accomplish our mission without the excellent level of support that you provide. You are the centerpiece for global operations transitioning the Atlantic region, and your efforts allow us to deliver the right effects to the right places at the right times. Your responsibilities encompass crucial tasks. You manage 50% of USAFE Africa's fuel. You offer a power projection capabilities for U.S. and allied operations in support of combatant commanders globally. You ensure the operation and security of 33% of the command's ramp space. These are not easy tasks, but you make them look easy. Thank you for all that you do. It takes tremendous sacrifices to maintain operations in Lajes and Marone. And even though I know we experience the impact of those sacrifices at work, we also feel that same impact from those sacrifices at home. I want to say a special thank you to our family members for all of your sacrifices. You did not volunteer to serve in the armed forces. You most likely never raised your right hands to take an oath of office or an oath of enlistment, but you are serving and sacrificing simply because you chose to love an airman. So on behalf of those who wear the sacred cloth of our nation, we say thank you. Sherry, thank you for your sacrifices and for lending Brian to us for the last year. I enjoyed meeting you about a year ago, learning about your journey in life and your service, and hearing about your dog Boeing as he solidified his position in the Hardeman household. Best of luck with that, 20, when you get back. Thank you for your service to our communities. I know Brian, Jessica, Zachary, and Jacob, I know they could not be here today to celebrate with your dad, but you should be proud of him. I know I am. Team Hardeman, you've all done an outstanding job maintaining the home front, as we are increasingly relied on 20. Your unwavering support throughout the past year is truly remarkable, and I cannot thank you enough. Your sacrifices enabled Brian and his team to defend U.S. interests without pause. Our culture and partnerships are better now because of 20 and because of you. Thank you for all that you do. Now, 20, your actions left a significant mark here. You revitalized your team, instilling a renewed focus and a deeper comprehension on how your team contributes to the broader mission. You've been their guiding light, and you've given them a clear path to continue marching forward to success. You worked incredibly hard to be the champion of Lajes for life. It's difficult to paint a faithful picture of commanding a wing-postured group and exceeding already high standards at the same time. With enough time, I could list all of the numbers and the statistics. But instead, let's just say this. You led 1,200 personnel and 2 installations in support of 7 combatant commands. You secured the return of Lajes Field in operational and European posture plans. You advanced agile combat employment, multi-capable airmen, and bomber task force capabilities for the Department of Defense's sole Mid-Atlantic Divert Airfield. You oversaw a $30 million development plan to improve sustainability and mission expansion. You established Lajes and Maroon's strategic plan and reposture. You executed $2.8 billion while garnering $1.3 million for readiness, to include continuing to ask me for more and more money as he exited the stage left as of yesterday. Hey, I could list more, but it wouldn't be a faithful picture of the accomplishments of 20 and the Air Base Group. So when I say my deepest thank you for your unwavering service and dedication to your team, I know that words aren't enough, but thank you for your leadership, 20. I am honored to have served alongside you. Best of luck to you at Joint Base Andrews as you move on to be the Air Force District of Washington Inspector General. I am eager to witness the exceptional efforts you will contribute in upholding organizational cohesion and elevating operational effectiveness. Thank you, 20. Colonel Boyd, 20 and the team have set the bar incredibly high, but I know you are up for the task. You come to us highly recommended with an impeccable record of achievement and leadership. Obviously, the work ethic and commitment to excellence that your parents, Debbie and Wayne, ingrained in you has paid off. We are elated to have you in the 86th Airlift Wing and as part of our team. Satari, you and Chris are now part of our family. Your husband is taking charge of a high-performing team with a very important and often demanding mission. Please know that we are here for you and your family. I would like to personally thank you for your continued sacrifice and service. Nataki and I are here to support you while you take care of the home front. Chris, I'm sure you inspire Colin, Aiden, and Logan every day. But I know they are extra proud as you take the guide on of the 65th Air Base Group. Chris, we are entrusting you with the development, the mentorship, and the care of a dynamic team. Your past experience has prepared you for this command. Your airmen are ready, and I have complete trust in you. Air Base Group teammates, Chief Ludwig and I are extremely proud of you and your accomplishments. My challenge to you is continue on your path of excellence. Continue to look for innovative ways to support our mission, our partners, and just as important, to support our families. As we turn the page on this leadership chapter for Team 6-5, continue to be ready to fight. Thank you.
At this time, we would like to invite the Air Base 4 commander to the stage to present Colonel Hardeman with a special gift. And thank you, General Jones.
thank you very much for all your support. Thank you very much for all the guidance you have for us at the Airbase 4. You and all your team, and I would like to present you with our symbol. Oh wow! Please take this with you. Do it wherever it feels new for you. All the best for your new assignments, for you and for your family. Thank you for yours.
At this time, we invite the Headquarters Azores Air Zone Commander to the stage to present Colonel Hardeman with the host nation commendation.
Good morning, bom dia. Excelentíssimo Sr. Representante da República para a Região Autónoma dos Açores, Embaixador Pedro Catarino, Excelentíssimo Sr. Vice-Presidente do Governo Regional dos Açores, Dr. Artur Lima, Excelentíssimo Sr. Vice-Presidente da Câmara da Praia da Vitória, Henrique Batista, em representação dos Sr. Excelência Presidente da Câmara da Praia da Vitória, representantes restantes entidades civis e militares nacionais aqui presentes, Brigadier General Jones, Dear Commander of 65th Air Base Group, Colonel Hardeman, Appointed Commander of 65th Air Base Group, Colonel Boyd, Chief Master Sergeant of 65th ABG, Chief Master Sergeant Gonzalez. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning again. Regarding my institutional opinion about Colonel Hardeman, this speaker will, much better than myself, read the words that I redacted in order to express my gratitude for the coordination of the period that we spent together here in Lajes field. I truly believe that along the 10 months that we were bound by the respective commands in Lajes, we both did our best in order to accomplish our missions, defending our country's interests and giving our contribution to global peace and security. Looking back to all the different occasions that we had to work together in order to accomplish our common task, like, for example, to plan exercises or any other major events that we had to work together on that, or in order to unlock some situations like the one in the construction for the main gate. I have always deeply appreciated your strong commitment to fight for the best and fastest possible solution for the problems. Despite some occasional misalignments on our respective viewpoints, we were always frank with each other and managed to come to an agreement, okay? Very seldom being the famous words, I agree to disagree, very seldom. I highlight the key role that your leadership played on the support of some relevant events for us, for Portugal, like, for example, the Community Appreciation Day that we just passed a couple of days ago, or the accomplishment of the Atlantic Center events that we conduct every year, or any other standing thing that happens like in a daily basis, and your answer is always fast and appropriate. So thank you very much for that. Before I hand over the floor to the speaker, I would like to thank you for all you've done during your time in the Azores, and wish you and your family all the best in your journey together. May you find new inspiring challenges and opportunities that lead you to achieve all your personal and professional goals. Okay, now the words that I wrote for you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand. As determined in the international documents signed between the Portuguese and United States of America authorities that frames the interaction in Lajes field of our respective forces, myself, Brigadier General Antonio Maldao, and Colonel Brian Hardeman, as commanders of Headquarters Azores Air Zone Command and 65th Air Base Group, have been sharing since the last quarter of 2022. Responsibilities and tasks deriving from our respective missions closely tied by nature. In recognition of the outstanding cooperation with a permanent availability for a fruitful and constructive dialogue focused on finding the best solutions for a myriad of different problems that on a daily basis we were faced with, Colonel Hardeman's posture and irreprehensible attitude was essential to successfully achieve the goals established for our respective units. Aware of the limitations resulting from the scarce resources that affect military institutions in general, as well as the erosion resulting from the already long history of the infrastructures and equipment with which the mission is carried out at Lajes Field, the permanent availability of the 65th Air Base Group, fostered by the inspiring leadership of Colonel Hardeman, was paramount to allow TUHAS and the Air Base Number 4 to carry on with our challenging mission on the Azores. Apart from the essential assistance and cooperation provided on the accomplishment of the daily tasks related with the operation of the aeronautical facilities and all air activity, Colonel Hardeman direct intervention played a key role on the support of other eventual events, equally relevant for Portugal, such as Atlantic Center courses, community appreciation days, or by providing swift answers to last-minute requests from the Portuguese Air Force in order to support our air detachments. Furthermore, it must be highlighted the strong commitment of Colonel Hardeman in maintaining and, whenever possible, improving the existing operational capabilities of the airfield. In line with the mentioned deeds and distinct military virtues, it was an honor to have served with Colonel Brian Hardeman in that strategic spot in the middle of North Atlantic, Teixeira Island, and I sincerely thank you for your service to your country, to Portugal, and to the rest of friends and allies by accomplishing our shared effort to build a better and safer world. Headquarters Azores Air Commander Antonio Manuel Gomez Maldao, Brigadier General. Thank you, General Maldao. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for the presentation of the Legion of Merit.
Public order.
Attention to orders. Citation to accompany the award of the Legion of Merit to Brian L. Hardeman. Colonel Brian L. Hardeman distinguished himself by exceptionally meritorious conduct in the performance of outstanding service to the United States as Commander, 65th Air Base Group, 86th Airlift Wing, Lajes Field, Azores, Portugal, from 12 August 2022 to 18 August 2023. During this period, Colonel Hardeman masterfully oversaw 2 installations with $2.8 billion in assets, managed a $65 million annual budget, led 4 squadrons, and oversaw 1,200 personnel to sustain power projection platforms for United States and Allied air operations in support of combat commanders worldwide. His leadership proved instrumental to the group's support of 24,489 flights and the provision of 11 million gallons of fuel from Lajes Field and Maron Air Base, Spain. Additionally, Colonel Hardeman's leadership and insight led to the redevelopment of the strategic plans at both forward operating bases, reorienting his command for great power competition and aligning with Secretary of the Air Force operational imperatives. His developmental plan resulted in the investment of $30 million into enhanced installation capabilities, which improved the sustainability and resilience of Lajes Field. Furthermore, his group supported 390 Portuguese Air Force search and rescue missions, resulting in 486 lives saved and a new plan to hot refuel Portuguese search and rescue aircraft. These Air Force dramatically expanded capacity for the Azores, standardized the procedure throughout the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, and explained the power projection capability of Lajes Field. Finally, Colonel Hardeman's expertise strengthened bilateral diplomatic and military relationships with Portugal and Spain, connecting stakeholders to ensure seamless support for 2 bases and enabling a more unified voice for future requirements and capabilities. The superior initiative, outstanding leadership, and personal endeavor displayed by Colonel Hardeman reflect great credit upon himself and the United States Air Force. Thank you, General Jones. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. It is my pleasure to introduce the Commander, 65th Air Base Group, Colonel Brian L. Hardeman.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you very kindly, Brigadier General Jones. As I listened to Brigadier General Jones and his eloquent and generous words, and then thought about myself, I wondered who he was talking about. It's always good to have your boss say something good about you. So once again, good morning. Before I begin, I'd like to recognize a few distinguished guests. Ambassador Caterino, Vice President Lima, Brigadier General Mondao, Colonel Paulino, and Colonel Whetstone. Distinguished guests and the men and women of the 65th Air Base Group, I'm delighted to see each and every one of you here this morning. I'd like to start by recognizing our project coordinators, Captain Bucks Camper and Master Sergeant Rose, and everyone who played a part in making the ceremony happen. Everyone's hard work and professionalism set the standard for this time-honored tradition. I'm truly honored and humbled to have served as the commander of the 65th Air Base Group. And I'd like to thank Brigadier General Jones and the senior leaders who provided me with this amazing opportunity. And I would like to say thank you to our Portuguese colleagues. I sincerely appreciate the support and partnership you provide to members of the 65th Air Base Group. It's been an absolute pleasure to work with you and together with our nations. Undeniably, I can't talk today either, power and strength of the 65th Air Base Group, which consists of personnel at both Lajes Field and Morón Air Base in Spain, is derived from its sustained partnerships with host nation allies. This is best represented by the fact that our host nation personnel are seamlessly integrated into this Air Base Group. Thank you for being excellent mission partners. I'm happy to join with you today in what will go down in history as one of the greatest days of my life, having served a second time as a commander in the United States Air Force, alongside the amazing people of the 65th Air Base Group, members of the 86th Airlift Wing, and the members of the Portuguese Air Force and Spanish and Air and Space Force. The 65th Air Base Group continues to have an outstanding relationship with Brigadier General Mondao's Headquarters Azores Air Zone Team and Colonel Paulino's Air Base 4 Team and Colonel Moreno's Ala 11 Team. A testament to our exceptional relationship is the many achievements our joint team has accomplished over the past year. Our teams know each other, work side by side together, but it's much more than that. We eat and celebrate together, we approach the mission from a team aspect, and it makes us more than just mission partners, it makes us friends. Our allies and partners are force multipliers and one of the greatest strategic advantages the United States has. Our success depends on how well we integrate to secure our common interests and promote our shared values. Today, the Department of the Air Force continues to innovate and accelerate in the face of countries like the People's Republic of China, which continues its long-standing military modernization program, and Russia as a destabilizing threat, as highlighted by the ongoing events in Ukraine. These are shared challenges that the United States can't tackle on our own. We must work with our allies and partners to deter our adversaries as China continues to expand into Africa and the Atlantic region. Lajes Field and Morón play a vital role in deterrence. The strategic location of Lajes Field closes a capability gap in the Air Force's ability to support operational plans in a contested environment like Guam in the Pacific. It's undeniable that the strategic location in the North Atlantic makes access to the Azores, especially Air Base 4, of prime interest to China. The location of Lajes and Morón allow airfields to act as strategic power projection platforms, which enable bombers and fighters to remain outside of Russian threat rings, but close enough to support the European Deterrence Initiative and Middle East operations. Spain and the Azores are important locations, and it's benefits the United States to maintain the strategic advantage and valued cooperation with our partner nations. Although our mission is complex and constantly evolving, we can accomplish it due to our excellent relationships with the Portuguese Air Force, the Spanish Air and Space Force, and local communities. The 65th Air Base Group strives to support to our Portuguese Air Force and Spanish Air and Space Force partners. Now let me say, as I move to my conclusion, we have to give ourselves to the Lajes and Marone 2030 vision until the end. Nothing would be more tragic than to stop at this point. We've got to see it through. Either we do this as Team 6-5 or we go down as Team 6-5. So let us stand together with greater readiness. Let us stand together with greater determination, and let us move on in these days of strategic competition to make Lajes and Marone what it ought to be. We have an opportunity to make Lajes and Marone better, and I want to thank my senior leaders for selecting me and Brigadier General Jones once more for allowing me to be here with you. You know, over the years, I've had many conversations with Peggy, and some of you may wonder who that is. Well, she does know. And we talked about my career and how long I've been in and things like that, and what I want to do later in my life after I retire. But when I was downrange a couple of years ago, going into the command selection board, she said, "What if I don't get selected? What would I do?" I told her I'd keep doing the best that I can to make a difference for the Air Force wherever I am. And I want to say today, that I'm happy that I was selected to command the 65th Air Base Group, because if I had not been selected, I wouldn't have been around in August of last year to witness the phenomenal teamwork, sacrifice, and dedication as the group worked extended hours for over 30 days to support our Navy teammates as they tracked and hunted the Red October. If I had not been selected, I wouldn't have been around in February to watch the phenomenal work of the Matadors as they showcased their awesome agility to get the job done and brief the current and future posture of Marone when General Hecker visited the 496th Air Base Squadron. If I had not been selected, I wouldn't have been here in May when the 65th Logistics Readiness Squadron and the Portuguese Air Force performed a hot pit refueling of an EH-101 helicopter. This first ever event dramatically expands the capacity for search and rescue in the Azores and enables the Portuguese search and rescue crews to save more lives. This is a phenomenal example of the collective teamwork that goes on every day between the 65th Air Base Group and Air Base 4. If I had not been selected, I wouldn't have been here to see the mission at Lajes Field evolving and reposturing to deal with the challenges to the international order posed by our strategic competitors. There's a lot of work left to be done, and I won't get there with you, but I want you to know today that we, as Team 6-5, will get to Lajes 2030 and beyond. If I had not been selected, I wouldn't have been here to work alongside my Portuguese and Spanish partners, many who've become my friends, or see a group, the 65th Air Base Group, consisting of the most talented, hardworking military and civilian professionals executing the mission. I'm so happy that I was selected, and I am honored to have been your commander. Truly, the actions of every military member and Portuguese and Spanish civilian here in the 65th Air Base Group have prepared and played a critical role in supremely preparing the group to fight and win in today's strategic environment. Now, of course, as the commander, none of this would have happened without the stellar leadership and steadfast support of my front office team. First, every commander here knows well that we cannot function at full potential without a strong senior enlisted leader. And I've had the privilege of working with two of the best in the Air Force, Chief Master Sergeant Matt Pease and Chief Master Sergeant Speedy Gonzalez. I've also had the privilege of working with two of the best deputy commanders, Lieutenant Colonel Sean Littleton and Lieutenant Colonel Todd Paciencia. These leaders were and are the backbone of the 65th Air Base Group. And of course, my executive assistant, Mathilde, and my exec, Staff Sergeant Christina Ryan. I can't thank them enough for their tireless efforts in coordinating the countless behind-the-scenes actions necessary so that I could focus on commander's business. To my two unit program coordinators, Christina and Analia, thank you for your perseverance as you both tackled the beast of TMT and kept the group on time for performance reports and decorations. And to everyone who has worked diligently and tirelessly over the past 12 months supporting Sherry and I, We are blessed to have had the opportunity to work with you and get to know each and every one of you. Thank you for all that you've done for us. To the incoming commander, Colonel Christopher Boyd, it's so exciting to share this stage with you and this day with you. We know that you and Sarari will put your heart and soul into our time in command because that's just how you are. Chris, I've had the privilege of getting to know you over these past several months, and I can say without hesitation, as Brigadier General Jones has mentioned, there is no better qualified officer to lead the 65th into the future than you, Chris. Your experience as a financial expert and your tours in Europe and at the Pentagon will serve you well here at the 65th Air Base Group. I know that the entire team and all those that I spoke of will make you proud. Sherry and I wish you and Sarari the best of luck here as the commander. And now for the difficult part. To my wife, Sherry, I'm not gonna do it. I just gotta take a break here. Whew. My best friend, you are simply amazing. I thank you for all of your love and support. You have endured a hard 12 months and basically two back-to-back unaccompanied assignments. I appreciate your understanding. Sorry. Not once did you complain, nor make me feel guilty. Ooh, I don't know if I can get through this. Ooh. Especially it's harder when she's right in front of you. Your unwavering love and support provide me the fuel necessary for me to continue. You've been there every day for me, and you've been there every day for the families. You've not only endured the challenges of the job, but you contributed your time to both command and the community through your volunteerism here on base and your work at the Armed Forces Hostess Association at the Pentagon. I can't thank you enough. My inspiration, and I am blessed to have you in my life, and although I may not have said I love you enough, just know that I meant it every day. All right. To the men and women of the 65th Air Base Group, I cannot be prouder of the heavy lifting you've done across the group. It's been an honor to serve as your commander, and Sherry and I are grateful for the time here at Lajes. I'm proud of Team 6-5, not just for what it has achieved, but for the direction for what it is heading. And I wish you the best. So once again, thank you all for being here today. Thank you to the men and women of the 65th Air Base Group and our Portuguese and Spanish host partners. You honor Chris and I with your presence, and we are forever grateful for your support. Let me end by saying how much I appreciated the opportunity to serve alongside the world's best airmen, host nation partners, civilians, and their families. You are tremendous humans, and I appreciate and thank you for your hard work and dedication to our countries and our mission. I truly am honored to have been selected to execute our mission with you and alongside of you. Thank you.
Sorry. Thank you, Colonel Hardeman. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the change of command.
Publicity order.
Attention to orders. 86th Airlift Wing, United States Air Forces in Europe, Ramstein Air Base, Germany, under the provisions of Department of the Air Force Instruction 51-509 and in accordance with Special Order Number G-23-04 dated 24 July 2023, Colonel Christopher Boyd is hereby appointed Commander of the 65th Air Base Group, effective 10 August 2023, signed Brigadier General Otis C. Jones, United States Air Force.
Sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. It is my distinct honor to introduce to you for the very first time the Commander, 65th Air Base Group, Colonel Christopher Boyd.
Don't think I need to adjust this again. Well, good morning, team, and thank you. I'm absolutely thrilled to be back here at Lajes to lead Team 6-5. First of all, I'd like to thank the team and everyone that made this ceremony possible to honor this military tradition and enable a special event for both Team Hardeman and my family. These events are not easy, we all know that, and what a fantastic job you all did, and I appreciate it very much. Next, I'd like to thank Brigadier General Jones for your vote of confidence in me, as it's truly a privilege and honor to serve as the commander of the 65th Air Base Group. Sir, I appreciate your trust in me to lead Team 6-5, particularly in such a pivotal time in history, as the United States and our allies face new and unprecedented challenges across the globe. I pledge to you and the men and women of the 65th Air Base Group that I'll give you my all to ensure mission success, as we support the dynamic U.S. European Command and U.S. Africa Command theaters and our national strategic objectives. So thank you again, sir, for this honor. I'd also like to thank our host nation partners and distinguished visitors, Ambassador Catarino, Vice President Lima, Brigadier General Moldau, Colonel Paulino, as well as Colonel Whetstone from the Embassy and other distinguished visitors in the audience today. A sincere thanks for your presence, as I truly appreciate all the support you have provided the members of Team 6-5 in the past, and I look forward to continuing to forge those strong relationships with you in the future. Without a doubt, the power and strength of the 65th Air Base Group is in its support of operations is anchored by the relationships founded on trust with our partners, as we do our part to collectively support the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, NATO, the strongest alliance in history. I'm proud to be on a team that continuously showcases the strength of that alliance right here and in Spain, where our host nation partners are seamlessly integrated into Team 6-5 operations. I personally witnessed how impactful our teams working together can be as a young lieutenant assigned here 20 years ago, and that holds true today, if not even stronger now. General Moldau, Colonel Paulino, sirs, we thank you again for joining us today and for being excellent mission partners. And I look forward to closely working with you both over the next year to continue our strong bonds. Now turning over to Team Hardeman. Sherry, 20, I want to thank you for your dedication to Team 6-5 in this important mission. 20, your leadership placed this group on a tremendous trajectory. I thank you not only for what you've accomplished for this group, but also for your friendship, as you made it a priority to best prepare me for this job. I know you'll care deeply for Team 6-5 long after your departure from the island, so I promise you that I'll carry that momentum forward. Now turning to my lovely wife, Sarai, I thank you for your support you've given me and our Air Force throughout my career. You've been there for me when I needed to put service before self, and that's not always been easy for you, as you've balanced being a wife, mother, a teacher, a key spouse, a resiliency trainer, and a whole lot more. I certainly wouldn't be here today without you by my side. Your support has meant the world to me, and I love you dearly, and I love you always. lastly, to Team 6-5, I'll say again, it is an absolute honor to be your commander, and I'm extremely proud and humbled to have that honor. I promise you my best efforts every single day. I'm counting on each of you to do the same, but I know you will because that drive and warrior ethos is already ingrained in the culture here in Team 6-5. The group has accomplished so much, but as Colonel Hardiman had mentioned earlier, we know we have a lot more to accomplish with our dynamic mission as we continue our path of accelerating change. No other group in the Air Force brings a mission set that matches you, spanning from the high ground on the Atlantic to Spain, to project air power to combatant commanders all over the world. I couldn't have been selected for a better place to serve, and I cannot wait to start working alongside you all and our host nation partners as we drive that mission to success. Thank you.
Thank you, Colonel Boyd. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the playing of the Air Force song and remain standing for the departure of the official party. This concludes today's ceremony. Please join us for a reception here in the ballroom as we welcome our new commander, Colonel Boyd. Thank you for attending and wish you a pleasant day.